up your wine.
Welcome everybody to White Oak Estate and Gardens right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So nice to have you here in front of our old beautiful kitchen. And I'm here with my good friend Michael Casadaban, a winemaker of great Cabernet Sauvignon. 3 rows. I want to talk about that a little bit. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Chef, thank you so much. I know you and I have been talking about this for months now, and this is special. You being that Cajun culinary artist and me introducing this fine Cabernet, this is exciting.
No, it really is. And I just love your wine, and nothing better than a nice Cabernet on this coq au vin. Coq au vin is chicken with wine, or rooster with wine is actually coq au vin. But we're using a baking hen, which is important because it's a long, slow braise in the oven once it's all done. You see my skillet is smoking here? That's because I'm going to saute all of the vegetables that's going into the coq au vin, onion, celery, and I'm throwing them all in. And look at the garlic. See that garlic in there? You don't mind garlic, huh?
No, not at all, Chef. I love some garlic.
I'm going to throw my mushrooms in there, all of that wonderful stuff. And I'm going to saute this around a little bit. Michael, I'm going to put a little more heat on this. So we want to brown the chicken nicely. That's the main thing we want to do, is get that nice browning on that. Because the wine is actually going to take all of that beautiful caramelization and put it right into flavor. I'm sauteing my vegetables, my onion, celery, my bell pepper. I have the mushrooms, very important. The garlic, just gorgeous in a coq au vin. And now, Michael, when you think about cooking with wine, are you cooking with great wine? Are you cooking with inferior wine? What are you thinking about?
Chef, first of all, you know, we always say that you never cook with a wine that you wouldn't drink. So that's first of all,
that's good.
That's really important. But this dish in itself, you never really want to have a bad sweet wine. So you have a wonderful Cabernet which has that acid alcohol component to it that will cut beautifully through all these wonderful fats and oils that I think are introduced into this dish. So I think this Cabernet from Napa Valley is going to be much like those Burgundian style wines that was traditionally meant to go into such a dish like this.
Right, and this is such a classic dish that's coming from Burgundy, coming from that region of France. Right. I always go into my sauteing of the chicken with a little bacon fat, everybody. I put a little bacon fat. It puts that nice smoky flavor into it. Yeah, you can turn those around. I have some already done. I want that bacon fat in there. Now, Michael, once the vegetables are all sauteed like this, I'm going to go right into the chicken pan with them like that, and you can kind of work that around a little bit.
Perfect.
Now, when you're going to put the wine in, what are you thinking about?
Well, Chef, we're going to add this wine, and it's probably going to be about 3 cups. I like maybe half a bottle, maybe 3/4 of a bottle.
And Ryan, get a good shot down in here. Look how that's simmering beautifully. These, of course, would be cooked a little bit more, obviously.
Absolutely.
But for demo purposes, that's good. Now, go ahead and put a little bit of that 3 rolls in there.
We're going to add some of this Cabernet.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Look at the color on that, Chef.
Oh. And that's really where the flavor of this dish is going to come from. I mean, it's going to come from the reduction of that wine. It's really going to be just beautiful. So, Michael, I got that just cooking. I've added all of my vegetables to it. And, of course, the chicken was seasoned and dusted in flour just to get that nice coating on it. Mike, give me a little bit more of that salt, pepper, granulated garlic in there, a little bit, throw it in. I'm going to throw in my herbs. I got some great bay leaves here. I have a little oregano, thyme, just classic for the coq au vin. It's a nice flavoring for the coq au vin. Now, what I'm going to do with this is going to go into about a 350-degree oven. And that oven is going to I put a lid on top of it, and maybe even 325. I don't want to cook it fast. I want to cook it long and slow to get that great flavor. Now, drinking a good glass of wine with a coq au vin that's cooked with maybe an inferior wine, because you don't necessarily want to cook with the best wine. What are you recommending on that? Does it disturb the flavor to have a lesser?
It does, Chef. Most people would lean towards that wine that might have that higher sugar or sweetness to it, which would absolutely ruin a dish when you're trying to pair it with a very nice wine. But once again, that acid, as long as you got that acid and that alcohol balance, it's going to cut beautifully through those fats. And you introduce some nice French oak tannins, and it's going to work well with that meat, especially that bacon fat.
Now, your wines are coming from Napa, right?
Napa Valley.
And the name 3 Rolls comes from the...
That's right. That's three good friends. We started out with 3 rows of grapes. My 2 business partners and I, Raleigh Fisher, Clay Chandler, we've had a wonderful time. And this has been a journey. Started out as a hobby and now it's a business, but right, no business is a job if you love it, right? And that's where we are.
Now, where can we get your wines in the Baton Rouge area or even nationally?
Well, everything is direct to consumer, so we're very small boutique style wines, so 500 cases or less.
Wow.
So we don't distribute. So everything is direct to consumer, and we are having some fun.
Well, we really love it. You see the label, how gorgeous it is. Y'all, the coq au vin is simmering in that sauce. It's picking up that bacon fat flavor, all of those beautiful herbs of that oregano and that wonderful thyme. I can smell it. Look how gorgeous that is. And what I want to do is show you what it looks like when it's all said and done. I have a nice terracotta dish. This is the way it would be served as well. If you wanted to do a classic French presentation, that's the way you would do it. This is going to go in the oven, y'all. It's going to cook, as I mentioned, for about about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And again, just a beautiful dish. So y'all make sure you try it at home. It's just a easy dish to do. It's a good afternoon with a bottle of wine. Thanks for being here, Mike.
Chef, thanks for having me.
Good.